Hi, this is going to be another talking video. I realized in my last two videos I didn't introduce myself, so hi, my name is Monica Uche. What you're watching is really just a girl trying to figure out how she wants to show up on YouTube, what my personal brand is going to look like, how I'm going to build a business. So if you're new here, I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know really what my content is going to be about. Well, I do know actually. Let me take that back. A key piece of my content that I think I've really established in the last two videos that I posted is that I want to, post the journey of me building my personal brand, of me building my business. So everything else I don't know about yet, but that part I do know about. So, hi and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'm still trying to figure out what this video is going to be about. Like I said 2 videos ago, if you haven't watched that video, talking about like how I want to create my personal brand and create my business and make a clear line between the two. I talked about just showing up authentically and not really planning my videos too much. So I have a general idea of what I want to talk about by the time I put this out. I'll have a title and a clear idea or topic of what this video will be about, but I'm just going off of mostly vibes right now, so bear with me. So this video idea I actually had while working my 9 to 5, and I think I did this really subconsciously. Like, I think I created the idea of my business, and I created the idea of my business behind or after what I was really good at, or what I already do on a day-to-day, really. So on a day-to-day, I'm a program manager, clinical program manager, and I think about what's next with our programs. I think about, how do we adapt? How do we change? How do we grow? I improve our processes. I work with different teams within the organization to make our processes better. Really high level. That's what I do. I'm a program manager. I think about how do we make things better and how do we adapt to the marketplace? How do we think strategically, think long term? Before the change happens, we need to be ready for the change. So that's what I do in my 9 to 5 in the day to day. So when thinking about what business do I want to create, I always used to say like, I have a lot of interest. Well, I still say that. I still say I have a lot of interest, but I used to say that, when people ask me what my passion is, that question was always challenging to me because I thought I didn't have a passion because I'm like, I have so many interests. Like, I like beauty, I like fashion, I like business, I like jewelry, I like tech, I like healthcare. I like so many different things that are on opposite sides of the spectrum. So it's really hard to pinpoint what is my passion. Until I watched this video. Oh my gosh, what is this guy's name? I'll put his name here. I watched I was already starting to feel more confident about, okay, maybe it's okay with not having a passion. Maybe my passion is I just want to be an entrepreneur. I just want to own multiple different types of businesses. And I was feeling more confident in that. And it really solidified kind of like that thinking, and thinking maybe, that thinking was okay, was when I heard somebody else say this in an interview. And oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. I have a really horrible memory. I can picture him, but I'll put his name somewhere in here. I was watching an interview of this guy on YouTube. I watch YouTube like TV, y'all. By the way, I was watching an interview of this guy. He is, or was at the time, I think 29 years old. He was retired in the sense that he sold off the business that he created, and he created like a social media marketing, digital marketing agency, something like that. But I was watching this interview of him on someone's YouTube channel, and he said, he was asked a question like, what is your passion? And he said, his passion is to make money. And they both laughed and he explained what he meant by it. And I always thought that about myself. Like, you know what? I'm going to say it. That was me trying to like bite my tongue, but I'm trying to show up as myself. So I'm a Nigerian Igbo girl. So that maybe that's something that's just innate inside of me. Just the fact that I love to make money. Obviously, I have other interests and I have other things that I care about morally, ethically, and everything. But I like money, and I that used to honestly always be the answer to that question, what is your passion? The answer innately that I was kind of always afraid to say is I like money. I like anything that makes me money. So I always shied away from answering it in that way. But then like I said, I was growing more confident in kind of the backstory of that, and just having multiple interests and multiple desires to have to own maybe multiple different types of businesses. So when I watched this interview of this guy, that I'll put his name here, when he answered that question in that way, I already was starting to feel better about that answer. But when he answered it, I was like, okay, it's okay. Other people think like this too. So it just solidified that, okay, you're not crazy in your way of thinking, that you just like money. I ordered Uber Eats. They're almost here. But so yeah, when he said that, it just made me feel, well, I was already starting to feel more comfortable. I was like, okay, someone else said it. So it's more, it's okay. It's okay in a way. So what I'm trying to say, all of this feeds back into the topic, I promise. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, okay, I always had this desire of owning a business, but I was conflicted with the fact that I don't have an interest, or not an interest, a passion in one specific area. I had a passion in multiple areas, you could say, and I wanted to open business in multiple things. So tying all of this back to work, I really had to sit down and think, okay, what are you good at? What is something that people can trust, can hold trust in you, that you have the knowledge to sell this thing or to sell this service? And that took me back to work. It honestly took me back to work. And I'm grateful for working in the job that I do. First of all, I to go off on another tangent, I don't have a dream job, because I don't dream of working. But this job has been really good to me. This job I like. I honestly, I like the position that I am in. In saying all of that, I really had to think, okay, what are you good at? What do you already do on a day to day? And it's program management. I manage systems. I manage people. I manage programs. And then I had to also think about, okay, what is your background? Your background is in healthcare. There was a point where I wanted to throw it all away, honestly. When I tell you all of the different careers that I've thought of, even while already like graduated or almost at the point of graduating, I'm a pharmacist, by the way. You guys will be like, are you okay in the head? But I honestly thought about throwing away all of the education and all of the knowledge that I've invested into, and doing something completely different, because again, I have a lot of interests. I have a lot of things that I just have interest in. But then I really had to think, okay, what do you do on your day to day? You're a program manager. What is your background? What have you already invested into? You've invested into healthcare, you've invested into pharmacy specifically. So find something within that. And that's the retrospective thinking and or introspective thinking that I had to do, to really pinpoint, okay, where do you want to start at least? My biggest problem is like, okay, I'll start something, I'll do it for a little bit, then I'll completely like abandon it. Start something, abandon it. Start. That's another video in itself. All of the different businesses that I've started and stopped. Not even that they haven't succeeded. It's just been me. I've just stopped them. And I promise you, if I would have stuck to, if I would have stuck with some of them, they definitely would have progressed into something. Not to say that I have any regrets. No regrets at all. Everything is a learning experience in life. But just saying, like, that's something that I myself am working on. And when I went into deep thought of, okay, what is a business that you actually want to do, and what is a business that you will actually stick to, I had to look within myself and say, okay, what do you do on a day to day? Not like what are you good at? Honestly, I feel like I'm good at a lot of things. Again, just saying what I feel like is true and showing up authentically. I feel like I'm good at a lot of things. I have a lot of interests. So that wasn't the right question to ask of what do you like to do, is like it, or what are you good at? Because like I said, it's multiple things, but what do you feel like you can actually stick to is what I had to ask myself. I asked myself that in tandem with, okay, what is your background? What can people say because you're selling this thing, or because you're um, providing this service, that they can trust you in? Um, so yeah, I had to think about that. And I think I arrived to my destination as far as the business idea. But I said all of that to say sometimes, and I say this a lot at work because I don't like to do unnecessary work. So I always say we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's use what we already have. Let's use what we already know. And so I had to say that to myself, use what you have, use what you know in order to grow bars. Um, so yeah, I was just thinking about that one day as I was, contributing ideas to the team and contributing, just doing my job really. I was like, you have to leverage what you do on a day to day. You have to leverage your 9 to 5. Of course, if you're already in a position where, if you're already in a job where, okay, this is your um, dream job, or this role aligns with where you want to be presently, then yeah, you can use that introspection. Obviously, if you're not working a job where you see yourself long term, or if that job is just temporary, then obviously that's not going to apply to you. But if you're in a similar position where you're working a job where you're like, okay, this job aligns with your educational background, aligns with your skill set, use what you know. Use what you know. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. And I think maybe that was my issue earlier on, where, like I said, I tried so many different things, and it's not that they weren't even successful. Maybe the reason, and I'm here psychoanalyzing myself, maybe the reason I didn't stick to them was because they didn't necessarily play to, or they didn't call me enough to want to keep on doing it, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't horrible at them, but I didn't have the push or the drive, or maybe even the knowledge to keep going at it or be consistent at it. And you always have to be consistent in business and anything that you do. But yeah, you got to leverage your 9 to 5 in the best way that you can. If you're trying to start a side hustle, if you're trying to do business, or at least I'm talking for myself, that's what I tried to do. And that's what I had to really sit down and think, okay, you do this every day, you're good at it. What else are you good at? And what else will people trust you with? And that's kind of how I arrived to, okay, this is the business that I want to do. So just wanted to share that. Like I said, I was working one day and I thought this would be a good topic to talk about. But yeah, comment down below if you can leverage the skills at your job into your side hustle, into your business, into, whatever you're trying to build on the side. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. I really appreciate all of the comments. Ooh, excuse me, in my other videos. I love to engage with y'all. Let's have conversation. Like, I want to actually talk with y'all. And it seems like some of the comments that I got in my other videos, like, you guys really like that content of building of some of the content that I posted recently. So I want to engage with y'all. Like, I genuinely want to know what are y'all doing, because I'm trying to figure this thing out. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I'm trying to figure this thing out. So let's try to figure these things out together. And hopefully we can help one another. So really appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks so much. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.